This is Lucky Robin, and this is update 2 for the 2020 organic garden. We're still going to have raised beds, but we're going to have a lot more stuff in the ground. We'll use the square foot method where we can. We'll use the French biointensive method where we can. And we'll have some good old-fashioned farm style stuff as well. We're just going to have so much. We're going to try to double the size of the garden. So one of the things on the agenda is to cut this rose bush down to about 3 feet and get rid of all this on it. And then there's a weed tree in here that needs to come out. Show you the blueberries. We got them trimmed. So all the deadwood is out now. And there are quite a few little blossoms starting on here. And then this one got thinned out quite a bit more, but it's going to make it so much easier to get into the center. And that one doesn't have quite as much on it, but well, it might still, because these haven't really budded out yet on this side of the bush, but they have over here. And then look, the apple tree is blossoming. At least 2 of the varieties are that are on here, if you can see. It's a little dark back here. Oh, no, 3 of the varieties are blossoming. Sorry about the dogs, not mine. Still haven't quite got this where I want it. The compost. I would need to move this all the way back level with the board so that I can get in here easier. And then we're going to transfer that to here. And then we're going to move this pile, turn it, and put it in there. The butterfly bushes are leafing out, but it'll be a long time before there's blossoms. And then back here past the old chicken coop, the neighbors' plum trees, at least some of them, are blossoming. And I am not sure on this one. I think it's a filbert. And it would have come from that big filbert tree over there, or oversized bush, I don't know what you want to call it, because a squirrel would have come and buried a nut that would have grown into that. This is a plum tree though. This is a plum tree, and this is a plum tree, and we didn't plant any of these. They came from that plum tree, and that plum tree where the branches came over the fence and dropped them, but we're keeping them because they're the Italian plum prunes and they're very good. So we're finally taking apart what was the turkey yard, and then next will be the coop. And we've got this garden bed moved back here, and I'm about to put the first wheelbarrow load in. I don't know how long this is going to take. It might be a couple days. I've got to go slow because of my lack of stamina. Okay, that's how much dirt we got in there. I did a couple wheelbarrow loads and my husband did the rest because I'm not that strong, but we got it done. And then we got all of this. My son took apart that, so that's ready. And then we got one panel off of the turkey coop. We are hoping there's not a squirrel's nest up there, because there's a squirrel that keeps going in there, in that little hole. We'll find out tomorrow. So I got 2 wheelbarrows full of dirt in here today. It goes a lot faster when my husband's helping, but he's working and working from home. So I don't bug him during work hours at all. And then I give him a couple hours break after he's done. So sometimes he'll come out for an hour and work. Over the weekend, we got the sides taken off of here, but until those 5 babies have left the nest, we're not doing anything further. But I think we should be able to get sunlight over here when we put in more garden stuff over here. So, and then this has to be weeded still. We probably won't plant potatoes until mid-May, maybe, for a September harvest. Got some more corn stalks down. The weed pile is growing. Got all of this dirt done, and this bed ripped out. And then my mom did half the side of this bed up until the stake, and then there was a lemon balm in here, so I transplanted it into a bucket for now. And then I did the rest of this up to here before I pooped out for the day. So we'll see what gets done tomorrow. So today was a perfect day to work out in the garden. We worked out here for several hours, my son and I. And I got this bed weeded and this bed weeded. And these are not going to stay here. These are ones that we're going to transfer to the back. And then I need to, we're going to dig everything out of here and transplant it. But look how good the thyme is doing. It has just taken over this whole section here. And the chives are about to flower. So I think I want to dig those up before they do that. And the parsley's doing really well, and the oregano's coming up. I think the sage is still alive over there too. This is my bee balm. It's going to get planted into the ground this year. And this is a delphinium. That is the peppermint and spearmint. And no, I don't know offhand which one is which. I think that the spearmint is the green one, and the peppermint is the green with sort of a burgundy to its leaves. We finished getting this bed weeded. I did most of it, but my son dug out a couple of the really hard parts so it wouldn't come out. And we took a couple wheelbarrow loads from this end. We started on the other end, but it's so badly matted that it's really hard to work with. We didn't get very far. But dug up a couple of fennel that had volunteered that were down here. And I'll probably put them in a bigger pot and try to grow those. I do not want to grow them out of the pot. They go everywhere. Lemon balm's pretty still healthy looking from digging it up too. And then I got this bed weeded over here. But there's 2 raspberry starts in there and some blood vein sorrel in the corner that I'm going to need to dig out and transplant before we start taking the dirt from this bed. Oh, and I found a perfectly good onion. It must not have grown last year at all. And then I weeded the echinacea pot out. And you can see the weed piles getting bigger and bigger. We're probably going to do a dump run tomorrow. And the strawberries are coming back really nicely from the transplant. They were pretty sad looking for a wet, and you can see a lot of the flowers have come out in here. So you're doing well. Oh, this is raspberries. They need something done with them because they're massively overgrown. The dead canes need to come out. And then I haven't planted the peas yet, but I think I'm going to do 2 rows because this side will get all of the morning sun, and then the back one will get all of the afternoon sun. As the sun comes around this tree, it comes through here, and then it comes through over here after it gets over this tree. So I think it'll be fine. Peas like shade, so if it does get shaded out, it should be fine. And this bed is finally done. And we got a lot of really nice compost in here. and it just is so full of life. There's so many worms in here, it's ridiculous, and it's just really, really doing well. So what still needs to be done is clean up that mess, do the roses, take out the weed tree. We've got a lot more blossoms on the apple tree today than the last time I showed you. It's just doing really, really well. And so that is the garden update, more or less. And take that down, and then we're gonna put some beds back here that will get all of the morning light up from over there, and good portion of the afternoon light as well. All right, that is the garden update for this week.